Hello guys, my name is Peter Tosh Williams. This is my channel, Lifelines TV, and welcome. In the night of September 19th, 2018, a young Kenyan businesswoman named Monica Kimani was brutally murdered in her Lamuria Gardens apartment in Nairobi. Her throat had been slit. The gruesome killing of the 28-year-old daughter of a prominent Kenyan family sent shockwaves through the nation. Her fiancé, Joseph Irungu alias Joey, was arrested and charged with her murder alongside with her friend, then journalist Jack Maribe. But even after their trial and conviction, burning questions remain unanswered. Gaping holes exist in the official narrative of what transpired that fateful night. From the odd inaction of Monica's alleged boyfriend, to the forensic evidence that seems to contradict the prosecution story, to the missing piece of the puzzle that were never pursued. Guys, the emerging hard questions are: was Monica's killing more complicated than a simple crime of passion as presented in court? Or were other individuals involved who have never faced justice? On this episode of Lifelines TV, we take a deeper look at the Monica Kimani murder case, asking the hard questions and investigating the loopholes that may reveal a more sinister truth. One of the most puzzling aspects of the Monica Kimani case is the absence of her alleged boyfriend, Yasir Mohammed, from the entire investigation and legal proceedings. He never showed up and he never even appeared in the court. Yasir Mohammed was the Sudanese director of Caterpillar Inc., a major multinational corporation operating in Kenya at the time under the name Mantrak. According to the inside sources, Yasir Mohammed and Monica Kimani were in a serious relationship and they lived together at her Lamuria Gardens home. Yet, when Monica Kimani was brutally killed in that very residence, Yasir Mohammed seemed to simply disappear. He was never questioned by police, never gave any statement, and shockingly, he never even attended Monica's funeral. How could the man who shared a home with the victim just vanish after her horrific demise? Surely, he would have been a crucial witness at the very least. And where did he go so suddenly? Monica's own brother confirmed that Yasir Mohammed packed up and moved all of his belongings out of their shared apartment, almost as if he wanted to distance himself from the crime scene as quickly as possible. So many unanswered questions surrounding this mysterious figure who seemed to be such an important part of Monica's life. The questions about him is, some of the questions, guys, about this mysterious guy. Why was he completely omitted from the official investigation? And another question is, what exactly did he know about the event of that evening? And did his action indicate a potential motive for Monica's murder that was never explored? The bizarre inaction of the boyfriend remains one of the murkiest loopholes in this case that demands answers. The prosecution's case against Joey Irungu and Jackie Maribe rested heavily on the physical evidence collected from Monica's Kimani apartment. But a closer look at the evidence raises many perplexing questions. According to court documents, there were no signs of any physical struggle or altercation in Monica's living room. No overturned furniture, no blood splatter on the walls or floors. Forensic reported the complete absence of blood evidence in that area. Guys, yet in the bathroom, a horrific scene. Monica's body lying in the bathtub, her throat slashed open. Now, the question I want you to ask yourself, guys, how could such a violent murder occur without any signs of resistance from the victim, no matter how weak she was? Authorities claimed, this year of course, that the straps used to tie Monica's hands and cover her mouth implicated Joey and Maribe as their DNA was found on them. But there was something else. An unidentified DNA profile from unknown individuals or persons also present on those very same binding materials. So guys, while Joey and Maribe were undoubtedly there, this evidence strongly suggests they were not the only ones. The question is, who else had contact with the straps? And perhaps most chillingly, and I stand corrected, guys, if there were no signs of struggle in the living area, the question I'm asking, or maybe the imagination now coming to my mind, could Monica have been unconscious before the murder? Guys, I followed all the proceedings And I can tell you, either she was somehow immobilized through dragging or other means before being killed, or her body was brought back to the apartment after being murdered elsewhere. Both scenarios shockingly differ from the straightforward narrative presented at trial. The mismatched evidence from the crime scene raises countless more questions than answers about what truly happened the night this young woman's life was so brutally and tragically cut short. As we have examined, guys, there are glaring inconsistencies between the official narrative presented by the prosecutors and the actual physical evidence from the crime scene. The key questions I'll keep on asking again and again are: how could Monica's throat have been violently slashed without any signs of struggle or spatter of blood in the living area? And why was her boyfriend, Yasir Mohammed, potential involvement never pursued as a key witness and a person of interest? And whose DNA was present on those binding straps along with the convicted suspect? These dangling loose ends compel us to consider, was Monica's murder far more complex than a tragic but straightforward case of passion between a scorned lover and his ex-fiancée? Inconsistencies this extreme typically suggest a bigger orchestrated effort to cover up something. So guys, we must ask, who really stood to benefit from Monica's death? Was her wealth and prominence a factor? Were there larger business dealings or financiers pulling strings? And perhaps most chillingly, if she was drugged beforehand, restraint applied while unconscious, this means the actual killing was calculated, premeditated act, accomplished with a cold-blooded precision. Guys, we need to wonder, who are these potential other players? Could it be other assailants involved that practitioners somehow overlooked? Or a deep-pocketed financier perhaps pulling strings? Or a scorned business partner, jealous lover, or someone embroiled in illegal activities with Monica? We need to wonder, guys. The sloppy investigation has left us with more puzzles than conclusions, guys. More loopholes than answers about what really transpired the night this upwardly mobile young woman's life was so brutally and tragically taken away from her. The Monica Kimani murder case remains one of the most high-profile and controversial crimes in the recent Kenyan history. A young woman from a prominent family brutally killed in her own home, yet the official investigation seems rife with holes, unanswered questions, and strange inconsistencies. When the evidence blatantly contradicts the convicted narrative, it is the duty of responsible journalists and citizens to demand answers, to insist that no stone is left unturned during or in pursuing the truth, no matter whose reputation or interests are threatened. How can we accept a scenario that doesn't align with the forensics? How can we be content with an investigation that ignored key witnesses like Monica's wealthy boyfriend Yasir Mohammed, a man who pulled a stunning disappearance act after her death? We need full transparency on whose DNA was found mixed with the suspect on the binding straps. We also need to know if Monica was indeed drugged before being killed, which dramatically alters the profile of the crime. The people of Kenya deserve to have all leads pursued, all alternatives explored before this book is closed. The prospect of a larger conspiracy, a more calculated, premeditated murder by unknown actors cannot be dismissed without a painstaking examination of every shred of evidence. Only through a fresh, impartial, comprehensive reinvestigation can we hope to uncover the real truth behind this tragedy. Monica's friends, family, and the nation itself deserve to have this case properly reinvestigated and resolved once and for all. Before we conclude, I want to ask you for a small favor. Kindly, I'm asking you for a small favor. If it is your first time to be here, please subscribe to Lifelines TV channel, like this video, and share it widely so that more people can examine the evidence for themselves. Before I bid you farewell, Assalamu alaikum. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Until next time, inshallah, I'm Peter Tosh Williams and this is Lifelines TV. Keep seeking justice and never stop questioning. Alhamdulillah, remember tomorrow is a new day.